Making a sequel to Blade Runner has long been considered the ultimate bad idea. And yet, 35 years after the original was released, Blade Runner 2049 has turned out to be the best idea. In fact, not only is 2049 an amazing movie on its own merits, it's also faithful to its predecessor while finding ways to transcend it at times. It's that rare breed of film that already feels like an instant classic. Ryan Gosling stars as Agent K, a Blade Runner working the streets of Los Angeles some 30 years after the original film. His mission remains the same as Harrison Ford's Deckard: track down and retire renegade androids, aka replicants. The film opens with K in the middle of one such investigation. Is his latest target human or replicant? And what does that mean to K? You'll have to watch to find out, though Blade Runner 2049 asks an even bigger question. Does it really matter who's replicant and who's not? While the basic concept of the original film is maintained here, the Blade Runner world has evolved in meaningful ways. The line between human and replicant is even more blurred now, and the effects of that blurring bear a heavy emotional weight for the characters and the viewer. Much of what's really happening in director Denis Villeneuve's film has been kept out of the marketing, and it would be a shame to ruin any reveals. This is a unique aspect of Blade Runner 2049 in an era where audiences go into movies knowing most of what's about to happen. Entering the film fresh is the best way to approach it, and mercifully, we've been allowed to do that. Villeneuve has made the kind of movie that seems impossible these days. A big-budget extravaganza that's more art film than action spectacle. Shot by legendary cinematographer Roger Deakins, every image is dripping with color, life, and feeling. The film's nearly 3-hour running time may seem daunting, but it's mostly earned, allowing the director to fully realize the mood and atmosphere of the piece. As for Harrison Ford's Deckard, it takes a while to get to him, but the mystery surrounding the character is the mountain that 2049 builds upon. And when Ford does show up, it is well worth the wait. The legendary actor brings a quiet, gut-wrenching interpretation to Deckard and what he must have gone through in the past 3 decades. Meanwhile, Gosling plays K like a private eye who's seen more than his share of pain, and he and Ford work off each other perfectly, which isn't to say they necessarily like one another.
What do you want? I want to ask you some questions.
The rest of the cast is also impressive, particularly Sylvia Hoeks and Ana de Armas. But again, careful avoidance of spoilers prevents one from saying too much. Blade Runner has always been about questions surrounding identity, and the filmmakers of Blade Runner 2049 continue to ask those questions, bringing new and fascinating variations to the theme while resolving Deckard's story along the way.
You're a cop. How did your job once?
Things were simpler then.
One of the greatest fears fans had about a Blade Runner sequel was that it would simply replicate the visual style Ridley Scott established in that film, while filling it with a standard good versus evil cocktail. Instead, 2049 plays off of the themes, plot, and characters of the original without cannibalizing or retroactively ruining any of those elements. It's a deep, rich, smart film that's visually awesome and full of great sci-fi concepts, and one that was well worth the wait. Thanks for watching. For more on the latest movies, be sure to watch our reviews for Kingsman: The Golden Circle and Cult of Chucky. And don't forget to like and subscribe to IGN on the platform of your choice.